How you going? Today I'm going to show you how to play some Dota Underlords. It's a pretty cool game. I seem to have made maybe 2 or 3 of my friends kind of addicted to it. It's not my fault. Like, I just showed it to them and explained a little bit, and they were like, "Wow, this is pretty freaking good." So hopefully I can persuade some other people to play this game, because I think it's quite rich in strategy, also a little bit of luck and randomness, and that's what makes the game fun.
That's hot.
So there you go. I could tell you, I'm gonna just explain to you guys what my reasoning with my choices. The reasoning is quite interesting if you want to get good at the game and understand a little bit more about luck and how to manipulate your luck to get where you want to be. You know, like for example, in this game, I want to come first, so just like life, maybe. Yeah, everyone wants to be first, but you gotta do what's in your means, you know. So here we go. I see that big guy on a horse with looks all ominous. He's actually quite cuddly. He'll come up and just eat you, like, but he'll hug you first, and then he'll eat you. At least it's a painless death. Oh, very painful, but at least you get a cuddle before you die. Anyway, so that there, it's called the brooch. It's called a brooch as a mana regeneration item in this game. When you reach your full mana bar, that little blue bar under the HP bar, the green bar, when that gets full, that piece gets to use its ultimate ability.
I'll make this look
And
easy.
some of them are quite powerful. So Chaos Knight actually has it has a pretty good ultimate ability. It's just a stun. It's random from I think 1 to 3 seconds or 1 to 4 seconds. And it does random damage as well. Just like in Dota 2, it can do a lot of damage and stun for a little bit of time, or it can do a little bit of damage and stun for a long time. I always get gloves. Like, I think gloves, not always, sometimes I'll get a chainmail depending on what build I want to go, but gloves I thought would be good for a mage. Because they're so versatile, you can put them on anything, because nearly every character in the game will have an ultimate bar, the mana bar underneath the health bar. And when that gets full, it uses its ultimate ability, which usually sways things in your favor rather than it not using it. Now, there's a couple of exceptions. But you'll see that later in the game. Probably not in this game, because I think every single hero that I pick this game will have a mana bar. That'll be for a future video. You know, I don't want to get off too much of a difference. So I lost round 1, but very much expected. He has 2 druids at 2-star. At least we killed one of them. We're not going to take as much health damage. I'm currently at last place, but
There's no hiding from me.
Lady Luck's on my side. I end up getting a 2-star Chaos Knight and a 2-star Drow Ranger. And looking back on this right now, I think I was quite confused here, because I wanted to go mages, but it definitely wasn't the time. I needed to put that Tiny in right now instead of the Lina, the mage at the back, because I would have got another allegiance bonus, which is primordials. When you have 2 primordials on the field that are different different pieces, when they die, they release a smaller version of themselves that does very little damage, but it's a good distraction for your other pieces to actually be doing damage and receiving less damage. So I thought that, yeah, I was just checking right now. who was going knights and how many people had Chaos Knight. But they seem to keep coming for me, so I decide, yep, that's it. I'm going knights and whatever. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm gonna try to look at my
Let's make this
economy.
quick.
Right now, I did try to look at my economy, and I made a mistake because I thought that my comp was strong enough. If I got somebody else than this guy, maybe it would have been okay. But this guy was the first. It was the druids, and he had and then another 2-star, so I really didn't have much of a chance versus him. If I had won that, I would have got 1 extra interest point because I would have been at 10 gold. Because every time you do win, you do get 1 extra gold. And I neglected to use my free roll because I was brain dead. Simple as that. But I think it works out in the end anyway. We'll see. Anyway, my reasoning for this positioning is I kind of don't want to be swamped from both sides. That Chaos Knight 1-star is there just to take damage, and hopefully the Chaos Knight 2-star can actually start whacking away. But it doesn't really end up working for me. It's good that the Lina uses her ultimate, that way I don't take as much damage. We ultimately lose this round because Simpson is too... Look at him, Simpson! He's just too fat and too strong at this point of the game. But anyway, I'm still trying to just stay on track. I'm just scouting out everybody else's builds, seeing what they have, see what I have, and whether I should continue with my original plan, or whether I should change it to like hunters or something like that, because I've got the Drow Ranger. That's why I like the Drow Ranger, because she's like an enabler. She enables 2 kind of builds, you know. She's a good placeholder for knights because you eventually get Abaddon, which is a heartless knight, and she is also heartless. And then you can also go for like hunters, because hunters are very good with the heartless bonus as well, especially if you can get an item that makes all of your humans into undead. That's perfect, because then you can end up getting like the 2 tier of heartless without having the undeads in them. You already have the hunter, which is Lycan, and the drow, which is they're both hunters, and they're both undead. If you get that item called Fall from Grace, but it doesn't matter. This is just so off topic. I'm just gonna comment on how shite my rolls were before, because I had every time you lose a round, you end up getting a free roll. So it's kind of like a catch-up mechanic the game has. Usually rolls cost 2 gold, but every time you lose a round, you get a free roll. So you pretty much get an extra 2 gold every time you lose.
Okay, everyone.
Increasing
Let's try not to die
when you're on a lose streak as well, you do get extra gold too. So it's kind of like it evens itself out. People can't really fly way ahead of you if you are utilizing your free rolls well and building your economy to the point where you can eventually come back to the game. Because truth be told, like, you can really just get lucky and just keep rolling and get a 3-star Chaos Knight in the first, like, round 11. You probably could, but that's all luck, and we're not in this game for luck. We kind of are, but we understand the game to the point where the more you roll, the higher chance that you're going to get what you want. And to roll a lot, you need a lot of money. So it's a very delicate balance there. And I was very happy to see that Abaddon. And I'm very happy to see that Puck as well. Oh, I already had one, but Puck is one of my favorite heroes in this game. He has 2 abilities if you activate the Dragon Allegiance. He has a phase shift. If anyone's played Warcraft 3 or Dota 2, you fade from existence and you cannot be targeted. This forces assassins or anything that goes on him to change target because there's nothing to hit. So when there's nothing to hit, he gets to keep hitting. And him keeping on hitting is increasing the amount of mana that he's generating, which means he's going to eventually use his ultimate and do more damage to the enemy, which is exactly what we want. You'll see later in the game where I put him for strategic reasons. And I'm wondering what that guy's doing with that Chaos Knight, because he's not even going Knights. I think he's going Bloodbound. I think he's just using him as like for a big time contract, and that's it. But even now, I am very. I don't want to put in 3 mages just of yet, because I do have the Drow Ranger, which is giving me the Heartless. It will make my Chaos Knight hit harder, my Drow Ranger hit harder, and like everything hit harder, just with physical attacks. If I start getting 2-star mages, then I'll consider putting in the mage buff and taking out the Heartless buff. But for now, I haven't done that, which is alright, and I really wanted to kill that Tiny. Oh, I really wanted to kill that Tiny. Because I'm still on a lose streak, and I want to stay on a lose streak. Sometimes even taking a unit out just to stay on a lose streak is very... See the lose streak there? I think I get extra 2 gold per round, and a free roll. So that's like 4 gold extra every round if I stay on a lose streak. But once I win, then those bonuses go away. So that's why I think that's how you got to play this game. Like, you don't have to, but it's the most surefire way to build your economy to that point where you are a contender in the late game. Sometimes if you're too greedy, you're gonna die. Sometimes if you're not greedy enough, you're gonna die. This game is good. It teaches you a lot about life. Anyway. Yeah, so I've started to come back a little bit. Chaos Knight is just whomping away. He's such a good hero. And since I won that round from my lose streak, I've lost that 2 gold per round, and I've lost my free roll. So that's pretty much equivalent of 4 gold loss for this round. No, 3 gold because I won. So it's okay. And it was very lucky for me to get that. The next round, now I have 2-star mages, I can get the mage buff. The only thing that's bugging me is that Lena right now. If I had that Lena, it would be so much better. If I had that Lena 2-star. But my economy's doing pretty well. I think I'll win this next round. I think, yeah. And the Abaddon, that knight is kind of annoying me as well, because at least he got his ultimate off. Like that's really the important thing. And just have my backline and Sniper got cucked. Chaos Knight, the cuck knight. That's what he is. Yeah. Anyway, I picked up mana boots because my mages, I want them to get their ultimate abilities before my enemy does, and mana boots is very good at doing that. When a hero reaches 50% of its mana, that mana boots will activate, and it will increase mana to everything around it. I think by 2 grid spaces.
Let's win this thing.
So Puck right now, I chose it to put on Puck because he has a very short mana pool, a very small mana pool. So he only has to hit a couple of times before the mana boots go off, which means my other mages get to get their abilities off before they do. But see, my positioning of the Puck was not so good because he had to walk around the Drow and the Razor, and then started hitting, and then used his mana boots, which is it delayed everything. If my puck was where the drow was, for example, it would have been a much different story, I think. I think I probably would have even won that. So now I'm kind of squirming in my shoes. I'm like, damn, I lost. Fuck. What do I do? You know. But luckily, it's round 15. It's okay. Round 15 is also a neutral round. It's with doggos. Doggo's gonna jump and try to kill your backline. So make sure you put your tanks at the back. Otherwise, your damage dealers are gonna get one shot, and you're gonna have a bad time. You probably lose, but hopefully, good thing I'm just, I know that. And there we go. We won it. What is it? Embarrassment of Riches is one of the items I picked up in round 1. Just so I can have an extra option on the neutral rounds. Usually you get 3. With this, you're going to have 4. So, I didn't know what to get. So I ended up picking Smuggler. I know I'm going for the late game, and Smuggler is a great item for late game. I picked the Viper because of the Dragon bonus. I see Keeper of the Light. I'm like, yup, pick him. Razor, get the fuck out of here. You're shit. That goes on him. We're gonna buy the Omni Knight after this round starts. Because I really want to get 4 mages. I mean, and Puddle just dies. Gandalf just gets slaughtered. Like, bloody hell. God damn it, Gandalf. Saw the Balrog and the Balrog ate him. Anyway, Omni Knight, take him. And now it's round 16. Usually, now I think my next goal is to try to get to level 8. Because level 8 is when it opens up your tier 4 units. One of the main key components to this build is going to be a Dragon Knight. He's a human, he's a dragon, and he's a knight. And he also does a whole bunch of magic damage, which is why he fits in perfectly with mages and knights. And so does Puck. I think Dragon Knight even more so, because Omni Knight is a human, Lena is a human, KOTL is a human, the Gandalf, and you can get the 4 human bonus, which is a chance on hit to silence a unit for 4 seconds. See that queen down there? She was silenced for 4 seconds. I ended up getting 2 more kills. So I would have lost that anyway. But if she wasn't silenced and I didn't have the human bonus, I would have not been able to kill those units and taken even more HP loss. So as the balance of money and health continues, I decide that level 7 right now is a good thing to do. So then I can put in dragons, and then the timer goes down, and then looky here, there's nothing, but then kablamo! There's 2 dragon knights, and I'm very, very, very happy. That Viper goes, Dragon Knight goes in, but he's only a 1-star Dragon Knight. But here with the Omni Knight, I get a crazy amount of Legions bonus. This is when I'm quite confident in my build. I think things were going to start looking up a bit more than usual the whole game. I mean, they were looking up the whole game. Or am I kidding myself? I was on a lose streak. I kept my lose streak. I didn't roll, which is why I was scared. I didn't roll my free rolls, and I lost them because I'm brain dead a little bit sometimes, but that's okay. It's okay. We keep going. We keep going, alright? So, and now I start getting gold for my loose streak. And here we go, the gods have blessed me. A 2-star Dragon Knight at round 19 is very scary. Very scary. 2-star Dragon Knight, his auto attacks actually cleave, and they do a magical dot damage, like damage over time to to anything that cleave hits. So he's even more perfect. He's even more perfect in mages, because mages will reduce the magical resistance of the enemy team. Since Dragon Knight is in there, he will do his Flame Breath. He's tanky, and his auto attacks do damage over time to anything they hit magically. So I decide to stay on 3 mages. I don't want to go to 6. 6 mages, if they get silenced by anything, like a disruptor for example, they will fall.
To burn it down.
Whereas I've gone a more spread build, so my build is more like 4 knights, so I've got 4 tanks, and they all do damage. They all have their own abilities as well, so I really love playing this build. Like, this build is good. So I decided to take the Keeper of the Light out here for this round, because Potato and Tomato, and I'm pretty sure you can figure out which one's tomato and which one's potato, right? The red one's potato, by the way. Kappa, fucking whatever. You always got to make sure you got to put your units on the right to kill Potato first, because if Potato doesn't die and he's at full health and Tomato dies, he enrages and one-shots everything. Pretty much. If you don't have a stun, you're done. That's why the Keeper of the Light does. You need a little bit more physical damage to take those guys down rather than magical. And I mean, if I had a 2-star Keeper of the Light, maybe I would have kept him in instead of the Chaos Knight, but it's still to be known. And here I want to go to level 8. Level 8 is kind of like your sweet spot in this game. And then level 9. Your level 8 is where your build kind of should finish, like to be complete. But if you want to get even more OP and even better, you go to like level 9, and that's when you get a higher probability of the ace units, as you will see in the future. See, that Keeper of the Light just instantly died. It did nothing. It absolutely did nothing. Like, it needs a Crystal Maiden in the game. A Crystal Maiden needs to be in the game, on your team, and like mana boots next to him, or like a brooch. Like, he's so slow to come up, but once those horses come out, he'll trample everything. But it's just you have to build around him, which is why I don't really like him that much. But he's good until you end up getting an even older guy. Like this one, Lich. You think you're old, Gandalf? You wait till you see Kel'Thuzad, mate. Here's Kel'Thuzad. Boom. There's your Heartless. Heartless we get back. Looking at it now, that Crystal Maiden was quite a waste of a slot, I think. For now, she's okay. But I think if I put the Chaos Knight in instead of the Crystal Maiden, I think we would have done better. But it still doesn't. It's still up for debate. Like, we're still pretty strong. That guy has a 3-star Tiny, and he got wrecked pretty hard. And Lena doesn't like babies. Like, can you see that? It just zaps the baby. Like, just a bit of overkill, but you know, women, you know. No, I'm just joking. I'm not joking. Yeah, I'm joking. Anyway. Nah, I love women. No, seriously. I do. Anyway, fuck.
Let's have some
Holy
perfect.
shit. I fucked up. Anyway, there's the 2-star Lena. I'm deciding that I want to go to 3-star Lena. 3-star Lena will instantly one-shot anything. The Lich disappointingly died to these assassins, which is what I'm afraid of. Puck died to a very lucky crit by the PA. My Omni Knight I think my Omni Knight is pretty much carrying this game with those braces. He's gotten his ult off 2 times every time by getting hammered at the front lines, and he just keeps getting it off. Like his heal will heal your guy, like your ally, the one that's lowest in health, and it will do damage, that same amount of heal damage around one grid grid space. So he can do a whole bunch of damage, and those braces are very good for him, especially if he's next to another knight. Makes him tankier, makes him take more hits so he can get more of his ulti off and doesn't get bursted as fast. Be able to heal twice.
Weight answers to me.
This guy, what happens here? Did you see that? That Omni Knight? Boom, 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 boom. And that Lich ult just came, tore them a new butthole. I mean, a new hole. Dick. Anyway. Fuck, I'm so retarded sometimes. Anyway. Let's keep going. It doesn't matter. We're gonna win this game. I think I was like, who was I looking at? I was just checking my build for some reason. I was like, how many assassins do we have, and whether I should go 6 mages, or should I go 6 knights, or should I do something in the middle, which is, let's get a necrophos and get warlocks. Maybe. That might be a thing. So that's why I'm keeping that option open also. If I get the necrophos, I'll get a little bit more sustain. If I get a disruptor also, he does magical damage, and disruptor will silence the whole team on the other side if he gets his ult. And you will see what happens later. The disruptor is very crucial in this game. And see that Omni Knight? Bang! There's another one. 2 times. 2 time. Lina zapping. Does what she does. Good girl. Chaos Knight stunning. Being a stalker. There's another stun. 3 times he stunned. What a legend. Dragon Knight. Look at him. Oof. I love playing this build. This build is so good. And Dedalus came out, and I'm like, look, you guys are all tier 3, this guy's tier 4. I'm very sorry, but pack your tools and go home. Dedalus, it's Dedalus's job site, mate. Anyway, back on track. Fucking hell, I keep talking about Gibrock. That's because I gotta go to work tomorrow. Nah, that's alright. That's alright too. So anyway, Omni Knight. Look at him standing in front of eight murderers, man. He's just, yep, oh, he didn't get his ulti off. But the Lich did get his ulti off, and that Chain Frost will decimate their lineup. If they don't have scaled... And that guy, you can see he's all in. He's level 8, all in. He doesn't have any money. His build will not change. He has... I think he has warriors and assassins or something like that. But this Crystal Maiden has been bugging me for quite a while. I haven't seen a second version of her. I don't think I need her. She does give me 4 humans, which is pretty good. There's like quite a big chance that somebody will, like a human hitting something else, will silence that target for 4 seconds, which is quite game defining, you could say. That Omni Knight at the back is just to protect my backline from assassins, since there's still assassins in the game. Dragon, I think I stuff up here. No, I do. I remember stuffing up where I put my Dragon Knight in a really bad spot where I just get run over because he doesn't get to hit, doesn't get to auto attack or anything. There we go. The Cuck Knight just cucked the Shadow Fiend again. Good. fucking boy. And that's why Chaos Knight is a beast. Like, if you get Chaos Knight at the start, you might even just build the whole, just force knights. Like, if you get a 2-star Chaos Knight round 6, 7, just force knights. Just do it. You'll thank me for it. Anyway, we're quite strong now. I think this is the round where I make the mistake, though.
We're gonna have some fun.
I think this is when Dragon Knight gets stuck and can't hit, and we lose. We lose our winning streak. We're back to square one with our economy, but we're still at 50 gold, level 9. Better than we are better than number 1, but we do lose here because look, he's just sitting there jerking his salami. Like, he's got an old guy, a dragon, and a hell witch right there. And he's just jerking. Yep, jerking, dying. That's it. Don't jerk it, boys. Just resist it. Just try to, just do some push-ups. Have a cold shower. You'll thank me later. This is coming from someone that's been there, done that, if you know what I mean. Ha. Anyway, I kind of get a little bit scared here. That's why I start to roll down my money a bit more. I'm thinking. I hear den. I'm like, oh boy, yeah, nah, I gotta keep going. And then I'm like, where do I sell? Yep, you're gone. I should have put in the Necrophos right now for the Crystal Maiden. It would have given me a lot more sustainability. But at least my Lich is getting his ult off. Like, it's very important. And you can see how strong Viper is. Viper is quite a strong hero. You see that Lina burst? It did nothing. Nothing to that Viper. It did like this, a bee's dick worth. So yeah, I see this and I am preparing to move my guys around or do something about that, because it's not good if he gets a 3-star Viper. That would be very painful. So this is when I decide Warlocks, an Alchemist will not cut it. A Crystal Maiden, yeah. That guy got a 3-star Shadow Fiend, very strong. Tusk 3-star, very strong. I don't have any 3-stars yet. But hopefully soon. I know my build, if they get 3 stars, I don't think anyone's going to beat that. So I'm quite comfortable right now. Yeah, the Omni Knight healed the Crystal Maiden. I don't know why the bloody thing decided to hit the Crystal Maiden, but it did, and I think we end up losing this. Yeah. It's okay. I have Smuggler, which it will give me a tier above a chance to get tier 5 items at round 30, I think. No, 35? Yeah, 35. And I decide I'm sick of you, Crystal Maiden. Here comes the Refresher Orb that instantly goes on the Lich. Yep. I'm very proud of myself for doing that. And there's one more Omni Knight. He really wants to be in this game. Crystal Maiden, I'm like, what are you still doing here? Get out of my house. I decide Dragon Knight I think is going to be too expensive for me to actually try to get 3-star. But I see a Disruptor, and that is instantly Omni Knight, get out. Not instantly, but didn't have enough time. I think I brain farted, but the correct play I think might have been to put the Disruptor in for the Omni Knight, the other 2-star Omni Knight. But he seems to be doing quite well. Like, Omni Knight is a very, very good hero, especially, yeah. And I mean, it worked out. Like, I think this would have worked out better than if I had the Disruptor in there, because that Tombstone did get a lot of value, and I think the AoE burst from Omni Knight did clear a lot of those zombies before they could do any damage. And there we go, big boy Omni, big boy Omni. Here comes the Disruptor, fits in perfectly, boom. Here comes the items, that's gonna go on him, definitely, so he can double heal. And that's it. I think that I haven't seen a 2-star Abaddon yet, which is beyond me, like, hello? I don't think anyone else has Abaddon. No one else, and I still haven't seen one this whole game, like, it can happen, but as long as you stick to your guns and you know what you're doing in this game, like... So, what happened here is I was sticking to my guns, and I fucked up, because his Disruptor went off before my Disruptor went off. So my whole team got silenced. And mages really want to cast things. They want to get to that point where they have full mana and they can just unleash, you know, and just wipe them out instantly. So I needed to reevaluate the situation here. My Disruptor needed to be in a better position, and I'm quite low on health. I do not have Aegis of the Immortal, which means that I get another chance. Here is your 3-star Lena. I think the better play. Okay, and now I decide I'm gonna go all in, because one more loss like that, I'm out. And I nearly get what I want.
Right.
Oh, and now I'm like
turn.
I'm praying, please. This guy, just don't kill me, because if this guy doesn't kill me, I think I'm very close to winning this game. I've pretty much won. Once I get that 2-star Disruptor, and maybe like a 3-star Chaos Knight or a 2-star Lich, this game is over. And there you go. Disruptor is such a good hero. He modifies the Warlock buff from healing only 1 target to 2 targets, which is insanely strong. And I nearly forget to lock. Oh, if I didn't lock that, I wouldn't be here right now making this video. I'd just be probably curled up in the shower just crying. Nah, I wouldn't. I'd just be jerking. Nah, no, I'd be eating. But anyway, I'm quite happy now. I'm like, this game's in the bag. I don't think you guys can beat me. Even though I stuffed up with the positioning, it's okay. My Disruptor goes off before theirs. I don't think he even has one. And the Lich ult went off. And that's it. And it's lucky that he was a ghost, because if it wasn't, he would have died. Right then, that was 15 damage worth, easy. Mr. Hagen, if you remember him from the start, beating me with those druids, those 2-star druids, is still... He had 2-star druids, he ran the economy game, he's towards the end goal, the end line, but I'm like, I got Cuck Knight, and you're about to get cucked. And he's gonna be very sad. And this is another creep round. Remember, every instance of 5, you will have another neutral to go into his house and kill him and take his sheds. I don't know what that Dragon Knight was thinking to go a little bit closer to the Omni Knight. Like, honestly, dude. I know he's bigger and probably a female dragon, but you know, you got a job to do, mate. You can't just keep thinking with your willy, alright? It's a bit of bestiality, mate. You're human. Okay, here we go. This is a big choice right now. That BKB is what will win me the game. Because I remember that guy got his Disruptor ult off before mine last time. I can't really do much about it unless I put a human in front, but and also think about the chance. Oh, and here's the big boy. Here's Cuck Knight. This is Cuck Knight evolved, Super Saiyan Cuck Knight. Anyway, here's a Disruptor. Where's the Disruptor? 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 W Oh, I didn't even see. But I know that the BKB on a disruptor in the front line is going to secure me this win. There he is. He's right there on the left. Chaos Knight's going to whack him. And he gets healed. He gets his silence off, but I get my silence off as well. Because of my disruptor is immune to magic. And that's what actually gets me through this game. So that last pick, that BKB last pick, got ball out of the game. And now I'm just looking at my opponent. I probably should be pressing that up and down button, but I'm fairly confident that I could beat him without doing anything, really. I do have quite a good team right now. That Chaos Knight, I think Chaos Knight should be getting an item. Maybe that Daedalus should go on Cuck Knight. But see, even now, the BKB on the Disruptor is crucial. Because if that Tide Hunter ulted before my Disruptor got the silence, the game would have been over. He would have just run over me, I think. Unless Chaos Knight's just too beasty. Actually, no, Chaos Knight is too beasty. And there you go. And that's how to come from behind. I didn't even mean it like that. Oh, did I? Ah! Anyway, first place, the bodies of your rivals litter the streets. That's how I like it. The stats. There's your stats. The items, scoreboard, there's your net worth. I should have scrolled a little bit further, but that's it. And that's how you come from behind. Mages, dragons, cuck knights, and knights. Thanks for watching. I'll hopefully bring another video.